Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first official interview with future President Seth Fewer. Before we begin, we would like to give a special shout out to Red Baron Pizza for sponsoring today's episode. Now, please welcome Seth Fewer.
Howdy, thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you for coming.
Nice set you got here.
Thank you. Now, to get started, why would you like to run for president in 2048?
Just something to do. No, I'm kidding. So I was looking at all of the problems we have with the world today, like economy. Eggs cost $3 for like a container now. All the prices, everything are going through the roof. And by the year 2048, when I actually officially run, there's going to be there's even going to be more problems by then. So I just feel like I can do a good job. There's only a select amount of people that can fix the problems that we're going to have. So I feel like I could do a good job with that.
All right. Thank you. Now, what issues are most important to you, and how do you plan to address them?
That's a good question. Well, like I was saying, the economy, that's a big one. Um, Immigrants, I think we should get closed borders on that. There's just a lot of people flooding in from other places that I don't think we need here, and I think should probably put a stop to that.
Yes, I agree. What makes you the right person to lead the country in 2048?
Well, I feel like I'm a good people person.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like at school all the time. I was always good with doing presentations. I'm not afraid to stand up and talk to people, and I don't really have any problems with just like doing that type of thing. And I feel like I'll have more experience probably by then, and so yeah, I feel like that's mostly gonna help me.
And that kind of already ties in with the next question, which is how would you describe your leadership style?
Leadership style, it's gonna be more strict than presidents we've had in the past, like people like Joe Biden, but it's gonna be a little bit more laid back than other presidents we've had, like Donald Trump, who's all business. I'd like to have, I'd like to make the country, a better place. Have fewer problems, more solutions. But I feel like I also want to. I don't want to be too like hard with other countries and stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, what steps would you like to improve the economy?
Economy. Um, I would like to instate tariffs for the goods coming in from other countries. You know, um, and I feel like that can make us have more uh, money flow in the U.S. So I feel like that would be pretty good. And
Hmm.
I was thinking about other things that we're gonna have, but that was like the first steps that I think we had.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you plan to address climate change and environmental issues?
So I feel like the thing about that is in the United States alone, we're pretty good on being environmentally safe. We got all these electric cars and everything. I feel like the main problems lie within the other countries that just don't care at all, like China or other places like that. Like I think we need to establish communication with them and get them to be buckled down more than we are. So I'm prepared to contact them and get something established because I feel like they do so much pollution now. I feel like 90% of the pollution is just from like those countries alone.
Yes,
Yeah.
makes sense. All right. What will you do to ensure quality and justice for all citizens?
Well, we were going to establish a higher. I feel like I don't really like the saying Black Lives Matter. I feel like I like it more so all lives matter because everyone's equal. Um, Men, women, blacks, whites, everyone's just people. I don't. Yeah.
All right. What role do you think technology should play in shaping the future of the country?
Technology is great. I mean, it always has its upsides and downsides though. So I feel like electric cars, just for instance, like that saves a lot on like it stops reduce pollution and stuff. So yeah, I feel like
Okay.
that stops with like pollution and stuff. But it also there's downsides to it, like AI. Everyone was thinking about AI taking over. I don't
Yeah.
honestly think AI is gonna take over that much. I do feel like sometimes though there are problems with it that can be solved, but I feel like the majority of it is good.
Yep, I agree. If elected, what would your top priority be in your first 100 days of being elected?
I do really think we need to close borders and start a large deportation program. I'd like to keep the families together. So let's say the dad is from the United States, but the mom's an illegal immigrant, and their kid. I feel like the kid should be able to choose where it goes, like if it wants to stay with their dad or go with their mom. Um, and I feel like we're also gonna have to. Another thing I want to do on day one is I want to get rid of custom pronouns in schools. I don't think we need that for our kids' mindsets. I think it's bad for them, and so I'd like to get that. I feel like kids shouldn't get in trouble if a transgender kid, they think that, oh, I'm a he now. No, you're not. You're still a she. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So like going along with like what you like actually are.
Yeah, I
I
feel like that it's really harmful to the kids' mindsets. I know a kid who's I think he's in fourth grade, and his mom is a they them, and so the kid went to school and started saying that they're they them, but they don't even really know what that means. So I feel
yeah.
like that's probably not great.
All right. How do you plan to unite the country and bring people together?
That's also a good question. Unite the country. I feel like everyone is already in a pretty good state the way we are in the country, but I feel like that all the people, we need to have more like community things to keep people together more so. Because the way we are right now, like there's a lot of like online jobs and stuff. Those people aren't as together as people that have jobs. Like let's say a teacher is very together. So I feel like more things like that would be cool.
Yep.
You know.
What are your thoughts on healthcare and how do you improve to access it?
Healthcare. So right now we have a thing called Obamacare, but a lot of people were taking advantage of it and only getting it once they found out they were like sick. So another thing is we're gonna cap the price on prescription drugs, and so that just basically means, for those of you that don't know, we're making there a limit to how expensive drugs can be, because people can right now they can just choose how expensive they want to be, but like my cousin, he has diabetes and sometimes he can't afford his insulin pumps. So we're gonna capitalize that, or we're gonna cap that and make sure it can't be above a certain price.
Yep. How will you handle the challenges of foreign relations and international diplomacy?
Well, like that's kind of go back to what I was saying with the whole environment thing. I
Yeah.
think we're gonna connect with them. Like a big one was China. We're gonna connect with them and establish some sort of thing that makes us uh, have working policies together that don't contradict each other. Um, and like the one I was saying with the pollution, like we can get rid of that with
Yes.
places like that.
Yep. What are your plans for improving the job opportunities for young people?
Job opportunities. Well, I feel like a good part of that would be making community college free, which is what I have in my policies. That'll allow more people to go to college and get degrees for stuff, which eventually can get them to have better jobs. And another thing that goes along with that is we're having what's it called? We're having more people be able to do things in schools, like study to be carpenters or things that we really need,
Yeah.
more so than just like doctors, which we do really need doctors also.
Yeah.
But I feel like me for like more household stuff.
All
Yeah.
right. Uh, you would be the youngest president if you win. And do you think that would like harm your presidency or would it be an improvement?
I feel like you could argue it would be good and bad at the same time. The youngest president that we have had right now is Theodore Roosevelt, who was 42 when he went in office, I believe, and he was a Republican, and he is now going down as the one of the best presidents in United States history. So I feel like, was it because he's young? I don't know, but I feel like that could be it could be helping for me for being younger, because I feel like we've had some people that are so old they don't even know what they're talking about. Not to name names. Um, so I feel like younger is pretty good. But experience wise though, if you're too young, you might not have all the experience, but if you're too old, uh, you sometimes you can't function properly.
Yeah,
It's just sad.
I totally agree with that. I heard you have added some policies to your list, and could you name some of those?
Yeah, I can. Um, so one of the main ones I was saying was keeping custom pronouns outside of schools. That was a major one. I feel like that's again really harmful to the kids. And another one, this might be controversial to some people, but I would like to ban abortion, like Donald Trump is doing. But I would not like to do it in the way where each state can decide, because eventually that's the way Donald Trump is trying to do it. He's having each state decide if what the policies are on that. I just think it should be illegal unless I think it was rape, incest, or it's going to affect the life of the mother. Because it's eventually when the heartbeat officially starts. I think that's 6 weeks or something. And there's already been brainwaves since week 4, I believe it was. So I think that's just like, at that point it's just killing a baby.
Yeah,
I think that's illegal, or should be
total,
illegal.
totally agree with that too. Now, to close it up, do you have any like last messages to send to fewer voters?
Future voters. Honestly, I think voting is your right, and you should definitely take advantage of that right to get what you want for your country. Um, there's some people that have been in office that are just basically puppets, honestly, that they can just be manipulated by their team to get what they want. People, again, like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, that are like that. But I would be more independent on what I stand for, and I will not let anybody manipulate me into making their own beliefs my beliefs, and I will stand for my own beliefs. So I think that's very important.
All right. Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And
I hope to do this again soon.
yes,
Thank you.
no problem.